Alright guys, what's up? This is EdgeVenom, and today I'm gonna show you how to build a mob spawning trap that I came up with myself. I'm not gonna take full credit with this because I'm sure that someone else has had a similar idea, but I didn't take this from anyone else. This came out of my head. So here's a view of it, of one level high of how this is built. Now, what you have to imagine is that there is a roof on top of all these blocks. I just left it open so you could see. So you see way down here, if I'll come down here, you see we got buttons all the way across the bottom, all the way across the top, and we got vines right here. And that is so that you can control the damage that your mobs take when they fall. When they land here and then get into the water, they'll be slowed down enough so that they will not take any extra damage. So that's really handy because you want your mobs to all have the same amount of damage so that later you can like drop them from a certain height in order to bring them down to like a one-hit kill or whatever you want to do. So alright, that said, we'll move up 4 blocks from the bottom is where you can start building your streams. So your streams, you've got one here, 1 block away from the edge of the bottom stream, which collects them all, of course. You got one here on the other side as well, and then you've got one on each end, right? So take a long look at that. Pause the video if you have to get that picture in your head. And now we're gonna go on over to the it's been cut in half for this diagram, and I made it out of wool so it's easier to see the parts. So on the green, that's the vines. The yellow is the buttons, which, if you didn't know, that's so that the vines do not spread, which would conflict a little bit. The water goes on these blue wool blocks, there, and there, and this is obviously cut in half so you can see, you know, the whole thing. So the red wool is where they will spawn, right? And the reason this design is so useful is because in I'm not sure what version it is, but in the current version of Minecraft, which is right now it's 1.2.5, in this version mobs have a timer, and when that timer expires and they're a certain amount of blocks away from you, I think it's 30 something, they will stop moving. So you know how in the past they would just run around like crazy endlessly, but now it's a little bit different where they won't do that. So in order to beat the system, you have to make it so they don't have to travel very far. In this system, they only have to walk 1 block to fall into the water stream every time from any position that they fall on, right? So that's why this is so effective. So like you see over here, if a mob was to spawn right about here, all it has to go is 1 block to fall into this, and it's 2 block high, so they can't get back out, right? Then eventually they come over here, fall down, get caught by the vines, which makes it so you can build this endlessly, as high as you would like, and then from here you can collect them, do whatever, and yeah. So that's about it for the design, but I'm gonna show you how to build one hands-on here as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down 8 blocks. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then you're going to put walls on it. Now, while I'm building this, I'm going to say that I would recommend doing this underground, just because you don't really want this oddly shaped thing stuck in your sky, you know? It's kind of a weird shape, you might say. So my recommendation is that you would make it underground, in which case you would just dig out the same exact shape and do the same exact thing. You're just not placing blocks, you're taking them away. So first, I'm going to do this little bottom platform and build up to the first layer. Okay, we've built up high enough so that now we can build the streams off of this level. If you've noticed, if you count the blocks, it's 4 blocks up for one. If you notice, I've left one side open so that we can collect the mobs there, but once you get up to this height, you're going to close it off like that. You just need 2 blocks here so that they can be collected, and you can take away that block if you need to, but this block has to be here if you want to get the exact design. Now with this design, 8 blocks there. Alright. With this design, it's very very customizable, if that's a word. Customizable? I guess it is. I'm gonna go with it. Meaning that you can change the shape and lengths of everything here. Just one thing that you want to do is, it's better if it's only 2 blocks high and no lower than 2 blocks high, because at 2 blocks high here, they're going to jump in the water. They're not afraid to fall and get hurt, right? So they're not going to be worried about falling off 4 more blocks where they would take fall damage. So they're just going to walk back in. Now that might not be a problem with a higher ledge, but it's just something to be aware of. Now another thing is, the 2 blocks high they can't jump out of, so they can't escape the water stream once they get in it, which I've noticed that mobs will try to do every once in a while if they don't feel like going down that stream. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Alright, so now I'm going to build the branches coming off of this thing. Alright, so the branches are all done here. And now it's time to just put walls all the way around it, 2 blocks high, except for the openings here. So it's going to be like this all the way around. Alright, one thing to notice while I'm doing this, which I keep making the mistake of, is I keep accidentally building it like this, right? Like this. Okay? That's wrong. You don't want this ledge here, because there's really no point. You don't have any water. You don't have any water here, so you want to build it all the way out to make it flat with the edge right here. So just take notice of that. Also, when you're building around these channels, it's better to leave these corners here and build them here, because that's just one more block for them to spawn on, and that's still only about 1 block for them to walk to fall into the stream. So it's not necessary, but preferably you would want to leave the corners here as opposed to doing this and making the channel like that. Just as a thought. Alright, so the walls are all done. The walls to the streams, that is, and this is also the ledge that they will spawn on. So now we have to make walls around that as well. Okay, so the walls are built around the ledges. I put this in yellow wool instead because these two were getting very close to each other. They didn't collide, but I put that there so you could distinguish this from the other one. We're looking at this one right now, although right now it is exactly the same as that. So the next step is to put a roof over it. Now obviously these steps aren't crucial. It's not crucial what order you do these steps in, but yeah, I'm just doing it this way because it seems the most reasonable way to do it from the ground up, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this roof. Alright, so the roof is completed. Now you should remember to leave an 8 block gap here so that they can fall down to the next to the bottom when you make the second floor. So basically what we're going to do is copy from this level, the level that the streams are on. From that level, we're going to copy that up to the ceiling up here, and you can repeat that as much as you want. Since we are going to put the vines down there, you can do that as long as you want, or as high as you want. I'm just going to do 1 or 2 more layers for demonstration, and then I'll come back to you guys to show off how well it works and everything like that. I forgot to mention, while you're doing this, all you have to do to build the walls is go on the outside of the top layer of the ceiling. So see right here, you just go along the outside of this, and it's the same dimensions as these the roof pads, I guess you could call them that. So yeah, that's a little tip for you guys while you are building this. You just go along the outsides like this. Oops. Alright, so this is what it looks like with those walls on it. Now we just gotta put the walls same as below, and then I'm gonna repeat this last couple of steps on 1 more layer, so we'll have 3 layers going up, and then we'll put the water in it and the vines and all that stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna put in the water and vines and buttons. So the vines are going to go in here. like this. I'm going to just put buttons all the way across the top. This is all on one side, you don't have to do both. And across the bottom like so. And then lastly, we're going to add one button right here so that they can't spread in this direction either. Even though it probably won't be a problem, you want to be sure. So let's actually go back in here. Now all we got to do is put water in, and I've put torches on every spot where we need water, just to make it easier like that. And we're just going to go around and do this. While I'm doing this, I forgot to mention one thing. This spawner is also spider free, and unfortunately Enderman won't go in water anyways, so you don't have to worry about that. But the 2-block high ceiling will prevent them from spawning either way. So yeah, the reason it's spider free is because spiders need a 3x3 area to spawn. Every spawning spot is right next to a wall, so there's no open space for the spiders to spawn. So yeah, I'm gonna finish doing this. Okay, so I put all the stuff, all the water in there, and what I'm gonna do now is just make a little falling area for them, where we can see how many mobs we can get. So they're just gonna come down right here, block the air for them to fall on. We'll just have them go like that. Looks pretty good to me. And so let's turn this on to normal and see how it goes. I turned it on peaceful because the slimes are annoying. So let's see. We'll probably have to give it a little bit. We'll stand back so they have room to spawn, and then we'll let it go. Alright, so I've been standing here for about 10 minutes, maybe not even that. And it looks like we've got, let's see how many entities there, 65. So very efficient, very good amount. I'm gonna go ahead and oh, that's gonna be bad. Yep. That was crazy. I'm gonna go and rig this up to a tower and a mob dropper. And then wow, I didn't know that gold was one hit. Oh, it must have been they were weakened from the blast. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make a little mob evader and set it up that way, and then we'll see what the rates are for that. Alright, so I just made a quick little mob evader here. I'm not really gonna show how to build that. You can watch a different video if you want to learn how to build one of those. It's fairly simple. All you gotta do is remember that mobs swim in water no matter what. So that's about it. So as you can see, I'm getting pretty high rates. Now this is only with 3 layers. I mean, you can imagine with like 10 or so layers of this, it would be insane how many, mobs you would get. On my Let's Play world, I'm planning on going from, I started at level 12, and I'm going up to, I might go up all the way to like level 80 or up in the air. Like, I'm making a gigantic one, or at least that's what my plan is. So you guys should stay tuned to that. Come to subscribe and watch those Let's Play videos, because that's what we're doing over there. And little self-plug here, I guess. On my channel, I'm doing some Battlefield 3 campaign. I've got a lot of Minecraft Let's Play. I'm on a Minecraft server with some other really cool guys that I do videos of. And so, if you're interested in any more Minecraft videos, come on over and check out my channel. There will be a link at the end of this video that you can click on, or go check out any of the playlists that I have going, or subscribe if you want to see anything more like this. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.